Maestro Gaming presents a wobbly wagon wheel production about a nomad man. That man is the Gypsy King. Okay, ladies and gents, welcome back to another Maestro Game production, and as you can see, I have selected our destination for the Asia/Africa region. Now, we had a few different countries to choose from, but we are here in Hong Kong, and we are in fact going to be playing as the most joyful place on earth. So I'm going to be very upbeat with this team. I'm always going to be praising them, never going to be aggressive with them, and being very nicey. So without further ado, I'm going to head over to the stadium where I will introduce our club. Okay everyone, so as you can see, I am back in my office chair and we are currently looking on Google Maps at our stadium. So our stadium is currently located on Hammer Hill Road. It is the Hammer Hill Sports Ground, home of Happy Valley AA. No, we are not a breakdown service. We are actually Happy Valley Athletics Association. So as we have a little walk around here, you can see we have a lovely stadium. Unfortunately, we do still have the problem where people can stand on the pavement and watch our matches, but the ground itself is actually quite nice. Across the way, we also have this lovely park. I haven't yet had a look at them specifically. If we just go out to this view, we can actually have a little look inside the stadium and within the park across the way. So this is what our stadium's like. It is, of course, a multi-purpose venue. It's used for all sorts of athletics, hence why we are AA. We are the Happy Valley AA. The Happy Valley's breakdown service. No. But we then have Hammer Hill Park across the way, and Hammer Hill Park looks quite nice. I haven't actually looked at any of these views yet, so this will be a nice little look for myself. But as you can see, we have this lovely bit of greenery behind us and plenty of stones. I must say, there's quite a bit of stones in this park, but that is the park across the way. We then, if we zoom back out, have quite a few different places. So there's a Tang Gallery snack shop. Let's go have a look at the Tang Gallery snack shop. Public toilet right next to it, always useful. So let's have a little look at this. This looks rather nice, I must say. There is quite a few nice little venues in the vicinity of our stadium. So we have that. We then have Chingling's Bonsai Gallery. We have the swimming pool next to us. We have college clinic, so our players don't have to go very far if they get injured. The clinic is literally on our doorstep. We then have a hospital if things get really bad. So yeah, we have a nice little surrounding area, as you can see. We'll just zoom out a little bit. We then even have over here is the pier. Now, I believe that's the pier I showed you. It might be a different pier now I think about it. Let's have a little look. But we do have a pier just over here. And here is the pier. So we can always go and have a look at the nice waterfront if we ever decide to go for a nice little walk over there. But without further ado, I'm going to head to the dressing room and I will show you our team, and hopefully we will arrange some tactics for our first game in charge. Okay everyone, it is time to make it official. Breaking news! Happy Valley Athletics Association hire Fury. Happy Valley have today confirmed the appointment of Not Tyson Fury as the club's new manager. Eyebrows have been raised in the world of football at the appointment of the 32-year-old who has recently spent time away from club football, apart from our time in Romania. But unfortunately, the way I'm doing this, it's not going to keep track of that. So we're going to have to ignore that element of these messages. And he is sure to face plenty of questions when he faces the media for the first time at Tai Po Sports Ground. Now, I'm very confused because it says we're at the Tai Po Sports Ground, but even Wikipedia says we're at the ground I just showed you. So I'm not quite sure what's going on there. I guess maybe it's a similar ground? I don't know. We'll have a look at that anyways. But Fury has put pen to paper on a one-year deal worth $700 per week. He replaces previous manager Pau Ka Yai Fury lacks the reputation of a survival specialist. Lie, we did save that club in Romania, Sepsi Osk. Given the club's current ambitions, creates an intriguing dynamic as they intend to retain their place in the division, with only 9 games left until the end of the season. Yeah, they have a very short season, it's actually only 18 long. Happy Valley find themselves 3 points from safety with a game in hand on relegation rivals HKFC. Happy Valley have lost 3 of their last 5 games in the league, so they got off to a reasonable start and have completely crumbled. So we can hopefully turn this one around. Now the media have predicted us to finish 9th, so that's not a good start at all. But as you can see, we are at the Tai Po Sports Ground, 3,200 capacity, built in 1992. Poor training facilities, poor youth facilities, adequate recruitment. Club history, as you can see, we have won the Premier League 6 times, 65, 89, 99, 2001, 2003, 2006. We then have won the Senior Challenge Shield 5 times, 78, 83, 90, 98. Yeah, I'm not going to go through them like that, I'll just read it in the club background. So much easier. So, founded in 1950, Happy Valley Athletics Association are a professional Hong Kong club, brackets China PR, of course, currently playing in the Hong Kong Premier League. Happy Valley narrowly avoided relegation from the Premier League last season. The club play their home games at Tai Po Sports Ground and possess poor training facilities and poor youth facilities. The club have fairly basic academy coaching and an adequate youth recruitment network. The club retains a fierce rivalry with South China Athletics Association, enjoying their greatest era during the 2000s. Happy Valley have a history they can be proud of, boasting a total of 25 competition wins. Here are just some of their highlights. Happy Valley have won the Hong Kong brackets China PR top division 6 times and finished runners-up 15 times. Have 5 senior shields wins into their name and finished second best 9 further times. Won the FA Cup in 2000-2004 and finished second best 5 further times. Won the League Cup in 2001 and finished second best 5 further times. So not a bad little bit of history. Had rough times, of course, in the past couple of years, and I don't think I agree with this formation. We're going to have a look at the players and see which I think does suit our players best, but I don't think that's what we're going with. But that is our current formation, a 4-5-1. As you can see, there is going to be some interesting names that are going to be fun to try and pronounce, especially Ronnie, you know. Gavilan up front, Khan in midfield. So, the club culture, strive to make progress on and off the field. The 5-year plan doesn't really equate to us, but we are going to try and follow it at least. Work within the wage budget, end of current season. Premier League, fight bravely against relegation. So they don't want us to stay up, but our plan is, of course, staying up. We then have the Senior Shield be competitive and the FA Cup also be competitive. Now, I'm not sure if we're still in either of those competitions, but that is going to be interesting if we are. So, schedule press conference, send, you know, give me both. That will be fine. So, here we are. Li Cheng Yi, our press officer, is introducing us. Players in our last year of contract. Looks like Ronnie, the first team starter, probably need to sort that contract out for them. Wants to let us know Chan Ka Shing as agreed during the club's last. Okay. So, tactical introduction. Yada yada. Joe knocks ball past opponent's club vision. We've already gone through this. We are going to accept the club vision. No negotiation of that. Introduce. Advice summary. Focus on training. Interesting. So they want us to ask for our facilities to be increased, which does seem reasonable, to be fair. So let's see who our best players are. We have 3 5-star players. A striker, 2 centre-backs, so we're definitely going with 2 centre-backs at least. Our next best player is a 3-star player. So a solid central midfielder, not going to get any better, not going to get any worse. So we then need to look really to the ones which have potential. So we want Ronnie. Ronnie is a winger, but he's a flat winger. So perhaps we're going to go for a 4-4-2. Might be the best approach with this side at the moment. We then have a second striker who's not great, but has a bit of potential. Now, pressing forward, poacher, advance forward. How are you? Right, you're a pressing forward. So, not quite sure yet. I can see why they're going for 5 midfielders at this point. Although, looking at best positions, I don't see where we're going to have 3 central midfielders to really warrant that. Like, I'd rather play one of these 2 strikers and go 4-4-2. Now, 5-4-1 might be a better approach. We could always put in another central defender in Park Hing, because he can't play on the wings, and I'm assuming these 2 probably can't play on the wings. One can play in central defensive mid, which is always useful, but he's a right back, he's our left back. Our left back's a 2-star, so we really do need to work on most of the team, to be honest. I'm not quite sure what our rules are when it comes to homegrown, so let's go to the Hong Kong Premier League and have a look at that. So Hong Kong Premier League, we go to the rule structure. So players. Maximum of 7 foreign players, maximum of 6 foreign players, not including Chinese. So we can have 6 foreign players, but 1 can be Chinese. Maximum of 5 foreign players, not including Asian players. Okay, so we can have 5 actual foreign players, 1 player who's Chinese, and 1 player who's anywhere else in Asia. We then have our transfer window. Now, transfer window is the 9th of July. That's the one that's passed. The one we're on about is Monday, the 4th of January, which I can't remember if I brought us... Okay, I brought us back a little late. I brought us back on the 7th. So we do, in fact, have a transfer window right now. So we've got 9 days to try and get players in before we verse top of the league. So I'm going to do that, try and sort as a formation out, and I will see you fine folks in the first game in just a second. Okay, ladies and gents, so before we hop into today's game, I thought I would have a little look, and we were at the wrong ground the first time. The ground we should actually be at is the Tai Po Sports Ground, as it mentioned. So, as you can see, the Tai Po Sports Ground, well, it's much more extravagant. It does look a bit bigger than the other ground. We have migrated up north a little bit here in Hong Kong, and yes, so we're going to have a little look around the surrounding area. We can't unfortunately jump into the stadium. Now, the best question is, how can we best see into the ground? I would assume this road is going to give us a good view. As you can see, we have much bigger stands here in the Tai Po Sports Ground. I'm assuming the club decided to move here just because it's a much bigger and better facility. So, as you can see, we can't really get a great look, which from our perspective is much better. You can see through the fence, but it's not as good as the other ground, so that might encourage people to actually pay to come into our games. Now, in the surrounding area, we do still have a sports ground. We have a squash and tennis court. We also have a swimming pool, so we don't have to worry about losing our swimming pool. We now have squash, and we also have another sports centre, which I'm assuming is probably basketball, football, some other indoor sports in there. We then have a nice bunch of restaurants over the road. We have a gas station, and where is our nearest hospital? That is the interesting part. We need to know where the nearest hospital is. I can't find it. So the downside is, if our players do take a knock, they do have to go quite a bit further now to get to the hospital. But hopefully our players will stay nice and healthy, and that won't be an issue. We also have German here. What is this German? So there's German chicken chop. You know what? Let's have a little look at this venue. I'm kind of curious now to this big eatery with its assortment of places. Yes, we're not going to be visiting that anytime soon, I don't think. I don't think this chicken shop is where we want to be going to eat our meals. It doesn't look too appealing to me, to be honest. So let's just back out of that one. Also, it's right next to a vehicle repair shop. It's not a great idea to put all of these places near a vehicle repair shop. But, of course, I do have my beauty salon over there. So that is always useful. We then, again, have another college right nearby. So let's see if we can find a nice place to eat. Let's have a little look at these ones. See if these are a bit more up to standard. Okay, we have a Pizza Hut. So we at least have some Western cuisine that we can go and enjoy. So we've got Pizza Hut. We then have Thai Beauty across the road. We then have Blooming Laundry. We all hate that Blooming Laundry. We then have Hair Colour. So it's a hair dye shop. And yeah, this looks like a nice, useful little road. We got a nice mixture of places. We can even get a pet. We can sort ourselves a pet out if we like to have a pet in our wagon. But that is the actual area we are going to be spending our next few episodes in. So without further ado, let's head on into the ground and play our first match against Kitchy. Okay, ladies and gents, as you can see, we have almost depleted our wage bill. We have £750 per week left. Now, I do have quite a bit in the transfer budget. Unfortunately, though, I can't swap that over to wage budget because I've pushed it down as much as possible. So let's have a little look at the people I've brought in to strengthen our side to keep up. And those are these three. So as you can see, we've made three free transfers and spent 60,000 on one particular player. So first of all, let's go through the free transfers. We have Samuel Akrungu. Samuel Akrungu is a Ghanaian. He is 4.5 star potential. Very much a star player for us. £575 per week. He's valued at 31,000. Sweeper keeper, lovely rounded ability and much better than the guys we had at the club. So if we quickly just go to the report, as you'll see, our other goalkeepers were both 2-star. In fact, Baxter Morris was our starting goalkeeper and he was out injured, as you can see. A broken finger, 10 days to 3 weeks remaining on that. So we've managed to upgrade here. And if you've noticed, he's also from Papua New Guinea. So he also was a part of the foreign rule issue. So it weren't much of a problem to bringing a Krungu to replace him, and he is much better. We then have Tam Chi Kit. Now, this guy is very much a utility player. I wanted a substitute who can be flexible on both sides. So as you can see, he is a right back, can also play left back though. 2-star potential. Not the greatest of players, but that is the sort of level we are playing with, is 2 stars. So £275 per week, emergency backup. He currently slots into the first team for now because he is better than our other right backs. As you can see, Chung Hin is a 1.5 star. Nagai Tung is also 1.5 star right back. And then at left back, we have Chan Hing Wong, who is our new signing, and Nging Tungu. Now, Tung is currently playing at left back at 2-star, and then this guy, of course, is our 2-star right back. Now we come to Chan Hing Kwong. As you saw, he's not a bad little left back. That is his primary role. He's a 3.5 star potential. From Hong Kong, 0 cap, 0 goals. He is perfect because he fulfills that must be from Hong Kong role. It knocks our foreign player limit down a little bit, and he can play as a fullback on that side. Unfortunately, though, we don't have many decent left backs. So we've had to put him on the left wing, and he is playing as a winger for now on that left-hand side. So that is our new additions. He comes in from Lee Man. Now, I did originally offer them 20 grand. They told me, well, 10, in fact, with my first offer. I then offered them 20. They told me to go take a hike. So I was like, all right, you know what, 60. What do you think of 60? And they bit my hand off at 60. He's got a 6.88 average rating in the league, 1 player of the match, 1 assist and 1 goal. It's not a bad little signing. They picked him up on a free. In fact, this is his first paid transfer. And I did pay a little over the odds, I admit, 32.5 grand value, but he's a star player, and he's a star player who is homegrown, so I didn't have any qualms about doing that, considering we've got 144 grand left in the bank. I thought, you know what, our transfer budget really doesn't matter in that sense, because we can't get the wages to match the player values, so we can pay over the odds a little bit to bring players in. So that means our team is as follows. We've got Gavilan up front. He's actually a little bit upset that I don't want to get rid of him, but as you can see, 5-star, 5-star potential. Don't particularly want to get rid of him when I'm trying to keep the team in the league. We then have Chen Liming. Alongside him, we have Chang Hin Kwong, Tam Loki Hin, Wong Wing Kit, Ronnie. We also have that Tam Chi Kit. So we've got 2 kits. So what I'm going to do is the guy we brought in, we're going to change his name. So we are going to, in fact, make him Cat. No, not a capital A. Thank you. Cat. So we've got Kit and Cat. We've got Kit Cat. We've then got Eduardo and Luciano in central defence, and Tung on the left-hand side. And, of course, Krungu in goal. As you can see, we do have a few players with knocks. Kwong has a bit of a knock. Poon has a bit of a knock. We then have Hin, who's injured. Morris is injured. Suspension for Hu Yin. And, yeah, that is our team for today's game. So, without further ado, I am going to head down to pitch side, and I will see you fine folks there in just a second. Okay everyone, it is time to finally kick off our time here in the most joyful valley of them all, Happy Valley. We are of course playing in Tai Po Sports Ground here in Tai Po. A bit of a change of scenery from our original ground, but it is quite a nice little ground, and we are going for the 4-4-2 against their 4-5-1. So without further ado, let's head to our dressing room and see what our assistant has to say. So, our assistant is Shum Kwok Pui. Yes, Shum Kwok Pui. Okay. We could move out of the relegation zone with a win. I would suggest encouraging the players. I don't see that happening, but you know what? Passionately, we owe Kitchen after what? I'm going to call him Kitchen. I know it's Kitchy, but I'm going to call him Kitchen. I'm going with that now. It's Kitchen. We can move out the relegation zone with a win here. So let's give the fans something to cheer about. And they listen keenly. Could have gone worse, could have gone better. But we are, of course, staying positive here in the Happy Village. The Happy Valley. I don't know why I said village. My brain is melting today. It's definitely smelting. But we are off to an okay start, I suppose. Playing top of the league, 20 minutes in, and we have not seen a highlight. So can't complain too much. We are under pressure though, and a couple of our players are nervous. So you know what? I'm going to give them a bit of praise. No, praise overwhelmed a player. Okay? Don't praise them. Gotcha. That's going to overwhelm them. Come on, Ronnie. Dispossess Chan. You can do it, Ronnie. No, Ronnie. Come on. Win the ball, Ronnie. Lads, get a tackle in. We can't just let Chan hold the ball on this left-hand side. Plays it to Jin. Jin now to Seaton. Seaton now crossfield ball to Lum. Lum on the right-hand side for Kitchen and Wellingson. Wellingson has gone and got his 3rd goal of the season, assisted by Jared Lum. And that is not the way to start. I really want to demand more. Encourage. Come on, lads. Come on. That's fired a couple of them up. I don't expect us to get much of a result here. We are, of course, playing top of the league. Lum plays it back, but I would like us to at least put the effort in, you know. Don't get too embarrassed. Akrungu is, of course, making his debut, and conceding too many goals on your debut is probably not the greatest thing. Gavilan, of course, uninterested. I think he's looking for that move away. Well, if he wants that move away, he's going to have to impress other clubs. And to impress other clubs, he's going to have to score some goals. Not sit up there uninterested. But Rodriguez plays it into Yingzi. Yingzi, nice crossfield ball to Wellington. Wellington on this left-hand side, Willie whipping across. He does. Rodriguez. It's over the bar. And they are still 1-0 up. So, Wong Wing Kit got a booking on the 9th minute. Wellington with a 28th minute goal puts Gypsy 1-0 up. We've had 5 shots, they've had 8, 2 on target, they've had 6 fouls to 1 foul, 1 yellow card, 0 yellow cards, 31% possession to 69. Now, Luciano's been our best performer, he's had 6.8 and no reason for it. Wellington for them with 1 goal and a 7.1. Now, struggling to perform is Tanchi Cat, with his 33% tackle-1 ratio and a 6.4. Rodriguez with his 6.5 and a 0 overall chances. It's their worst performer. Other games around the league. Folly is currently 2-0 up against Taipo. Pegasus is currently 3-0 down to the Southern District. And Young Long is 2-1 up against Lee Man. So let's head to the dressing room. The performance was disappointing. We're in the Happy Valley. Doesn't he understand this? Fine. I'll passionately say, look, you know, well, that first half wasn't good enough. Show them something better in the second half. Our fans deserve much better. We are in the Happy Valley, and that is how our fans should feel. It's not too happy when we have 1, 3 and 6 as our current performance, and HKFC we actually play in the cup in our next match, and yeah, that cup we're definitely knocked out. We're bottom of the group, and I believe that's our last game of the group. But I think it'd be nice to watch it just to see how we fare compared to a team that's only 1 spot above us. So we'll probably come and watch that in the first game of the next episode, and that is joined by another Premier League tie. I'm not sure against who though. I can't quite remember who the second game would end up being. But Tongue on this left-hand side plays it into Kit. Kit, nice ball across this right-hand side for Cat. We have Kit Cat linking up back post Gavilan. Oh, he's offside. He's offside. It was a lovely play. Unfortunately offside Gavilan. And we are on the 78th minute now. We're going to make a couple of substitutions. Players are looking tired. So, who is going to come on? That is the question. I'm not sure who our strongest substitutes are. He's a 2-star player. He is a 1-star player. He's our striker. He's a 1-star, no real potential. 1.5-star, got plenty of potential, so he's worth giving a run out. He's 1-star, no real potential. Poon is 1.5-star, decent bit of potential. So, Hing, how have you... You know what, Cat's nervous, so we'll take Cat off. We'll bring on Hing. We then have Jojo. Jojo Siwa. So, Jojo... You know what, Kwong? How has Kwong been getting on? How did Kwong get on? Kwong hasn't had the greatest of games, so you know what, we're going to rest Kwong, since he is one of our better players, even though he hasn't really performed today. Jojo can then come on for Gavilan, who has also been pathetic, and hopefully that is going to come to some sort of fruition. Maybe we can steal a draw. You know what? Let's go very attacking. 10 minutes left. Let's go try and steal this draw. So we're going to encourage the lads. Bit of encouragement. That's fired 3 of them up. 10 minutes left. Come on, steal a goal, lads. Akrungu, you can save anything if you put your mind to it. So we're okay on the counter. Come on, Jojo. Oh, come on, Siwa. I expect better. Jojo Siwa letting us off. So that is unfortunately a 1-0 loss against Gypsy. Now, like I said, I expected it. The top of the league, they are a much better side. But we didn't get hammered. That's the positive from that, I suppose. We didn't get beaten 5-0. And we had 11 shots, they had 15. 7 on target, they had 11. 15 fouls to 2. Our biggest problem was, of course, giving away those fouls. 1 yellow card, 0 yellow card, 34% possession to 66. Now Luciano stayed our best performer with a 6.9. Wellington for them was their best performer with a 7.3 and that 1 goal. Now struggling to perform was Ronnie. He had 0% crossing completion ratio and a 6.3, and Rodriguez had a 6.6 and a 0% overall chance. Now there's quite a few different milestones here. I'm not going to go through them specifically, but feel free to if you wish. Wellington got the player of the match, and that is that. He thinks we should sympathise with the team after that performance. You know what? I'm going to be nicey. Like I said, this is Happy Valley and we are going to be nice. So, passionate. Despite the result, that's going a little over the top. Calmly. Unlucky boys. Yeah, unlucky boys. See, they're relaxed. Everyone's chilled. It's okay, lads. It's okay. We've got a whole 8 games to pick up an extra 4 points than HKFC do. So, it's doable. We can do this. We are, in fact, though, going to meet HKFC in the next episode, as I previously mentioned. We also have a couple of potential transfers coming in to strengthen our wing. So one is a left back, which is... Here's a left back, again, like the one we brought in, can play all the way up on the wing. So it'll be a case of swap and change between them two, see who is better playing on the wing, who's better playing at left back, and we can work it around that. We then have Fungi. Now he's an even better right back, as you'll see here. 4-star, well, 4.5 possibly. And yes, he's a nice little right back. So without further ado, we are going to end this one. As I said, HKFC, we're going to play in the Hong Kong Sapling Cup, where the winner gets a tree sapling. I actually have no idea why it's the Sapling Cup, but we are going to be playing in that. Like I said, we're not getting off the bottom. We've lost 3 out of 3. We aren't moving anywhere. We then have, after that, our game against the Southern District. And the Southern District is a mid-table team. That's probably one of the games we really need to win. We need to be beating anyone from about 5 down. We can get away with some draws against like Eastern. So I reckon from these games, we need to win, draw, win, and not necessarily win that one. It is a home tie. Maybe steal a draw against Taipo would be nice, especially considering we are now playing in Taipo. But that is the end of today's episode. I hope you enjoyed. Maybe not so much the game, but I hope you enjoyed the episode as a whole. And I hope your week has been good so far. But without further ado, I hope you have a nice night and goodbye.